This week on the Spotlight, Robin Ventura tries to explain everything. We also talk to the great Carlton Fisk with his analysis of everything. Then we flash back. And Tom Thayer, pretty good analyst himself on radio, talks about everything. Condolences to Nate Thurmond, the great bull who passed this week. Check out my website, benkowski.com, for my weekly article and up-to-the-minute trivia sites. From wherever Chicago's sports teams are making news, it's the Perfect Pitch Auto Repair Sports Spotlight. Flowers for every imaginable occasion at Lansing Floral Shop. Call them at 708-474-1212. They deliver. You've got to get to the Cove for my trivia game Wednesday, July 27th at 8 p.m. Great people, great game, easy to reach, 1750 East 55th Street, right by the lake. I'll see you at the Cove for trivia. You've got to get to the Sock, live Benkowski trivia, alternate Thursdays, 8 p.m., 93rd and Roberts Road. With a 30-year Southwest Side tradition, Huck Finn is open 24 hours to serve you with great breakfasts like the Becky Thatcher, soups, great lunches, 1/3 pound burgers, clubs, and much more. Dinners from seafood to steaks to pasta, great donuts, and ice creams. With 3 locations at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero. Stop in today. You know Huck Finn is open. You've got to get to Dr. Sherman Clay, chiropractor. Gentle adjusting. Most insurance accepted. Massage therapy, too. Walk-ins are welcome. Call 773-324-4325. That's HEAL. Dr. Sherman Clay. You've got to get to Snapper Seafood and Chicken like I do at 115th and Western. Amongst their fine menu items, tilapia, perch, catfish, shrimp, conch from the Miami Connection, crab, but Philly steak and grilled food. It's great. Get the Snappers. You've got to get to Shelton Fireworks, the world's largest warehouse, off Interstate 94, exit 22B in Porter, Indiana. Row after row of the best fireworks anywhere, from the little ones to the grand finales that'll end your show. Birthdays, anniversaries, graduations, in addition to the 4th of July. Just get over there to Shelton Fireworks now. Then you can reload by the time summer comes. Shelton Fireworks, I-94, exit 22B in Portage. We're back on the Spotlight. It's time to talk White Sox manager. Robin Ventura has been the cool hand that got the White Sox through their brutal time, that desperate 5-week period. I don't know how much credit or blame should go there, but it's over now. Right now we're concerned about July and August. And as we hit the tape, the White Sox are on the cusp of catching the wild card teams, and then they want to go charging harder after that for the divisional lead. But a lot of things are going right, and he talks about some of those things and about possible all-stars and all that good stuff in part 2 of our Robin interview for this section.
Along with it.
As part of your success of the last couple of weeks, I've noticed some challenging base running where you're taking the extra base and scoring and beating the throw. Are you pushing that assertiveness, and do you think that feeds into putting pressure on the opposing defense?
Well, we always want to do that, but we've also made some not so good base running plays. So all of that's going to you like the aggressiveness, but we in Houston we made a couple mistakes there that can cost you. But yesterday I thought Joe was pretty aggressive on some balls that landed in with Tim, and a ball to right field that we were able to score. And you're just trying to push across what you can, and I think we're always going to have the aggressive part, but you don't want the bonehead ones to come along with it.
Tim made a nice read on the short ball that show you something.
That did. I mean, his speed helps out with that, but I think his initial read on that, it's not an easy ball just to sit there and think you're going to take off and be able to score. But again, we're starting to see some things from him, even as young as he is. He's he makes very good reads, and I think that's instinctually where he's gotten to, is that he's very comfortable with what he's doing.
Probably safe to say Chris's name is going to be one of those brought up in a couple hours from now.
I would hope so. Yeah. I would hope. I mean, he's earned it. You know, he deserves that.
What amount of I don't know, apprehension you may have had with the adjustments you were hoping he would make this year, and to see him here after those adjustments sitting here at 14-2?
Well, there's a lot that goes into it that he's done. That he's just done, I think, maturity-wise and where he's at in the game. But you know, he just gets deeper into games. You know, he's not as concerned about the strikeouts as one probably believes he is. But he can strike people out. We all know that. But I think he really has gotten to the point where he understands what our team needs, and you know, at times that's going to be go deeper in the game and help the bullpen out. He's always trying to win the game, but you know, there's little things that go with it that I think he's just he's a more complete pitcher now than he's ever been.
Is it a high sense of organization and city pride if your guy is the opening starter for the Miracle League?
Yeah, I think it's special to be the guy that's asked to start the game. It really means you're the best that year, and there's a lot of good pitchers around the league. We've seen a lot of them, and it's just a nice little feather in your cap when you're the guy that's been tabbed, the guy that starts the game. So I hope he gets a chance to be able to be that guy. To me, he's earned it. He deserves it, and I hope he enjoys it if he gets that chance.
Are there any?
Yeah, he's played a great right field. You know, I think that part probably goes underlooked as far as what he's done for us. But, I think he's probably played the best right field that I've seen this year. I mean, you don't see everybody else play every day, but I know how much he's helped us.
Sale, if when this happens, it's 5 in a row. To sustain that level over 5 years, how hard is that to do?
That's extremely hard. You know, everybody seems to have the 1 year off where you're not quite as sharp or you're not as good. But I think even for all the questions of his durability, I think that goes along with it, and just how much he's improved, not only pitching wise, but physically, just to be able to withstand that.
Of the different things you've been asked about here today, about the way your club has improved in the last 2 weeks, have we missed anything? Is there something you noticed? A little subtlety that's improved?
I think offensively, I mean, there's that's the obvious stuff. I mean, I think anytime your club's going to improve, you're going to have to score some runs, and that wasn't a secret before either. When you're looking at trying to win games 2-1 all the time, you're not going to be able to sustain that. I think offensively we get it going a little bit. You get Frazier with a few hits yesterday. It looks better. Jose doing the same thing. Now we got Tim Anderson up here doing what he's doing. So we're a little bit different than we were 2-3 weeks ago. I think the dynamic of our team is different, and offensively we're just a better team right now.
And getting some early leads.
Well, yeah. I mean, before it seemed like we were down early and not really having the capability to strike back really quick. And yesterday was an example of that, of getting down early, and TA hits a 2-run homer, get us evened up with them, and then from there it just continues to see guys grind and be able to score.
Thank you.
You've got to get to Lansing Floral Shop. Open at 8 a.m. daily. Besides a great array of live flowers, they have custom silks, Bridgewater candles. They want you to plan your parties early on a wide delivery area. They're located at 3420 Ridge Road in Lansing, or you can call 708-474-1212. Weddings, funerals, birthdays, anniversaries, and guys, try the No Reason flower. Believe me, it works. Lansing Floral Shop. Give them a call, 708-474-1212. Kim G. Sherman, psychotherapist, Des Plaines Wellness Center. Therapy for individuals, couples, families. Call 847-962-4849. I've known Kim for over 20 years. She is a true professional, and she will help you. Give her a call. Family dentist, Lawrence Ferland, DDS, 109th and Kedzie, crowns, veneers, cleanings, improving your smile. They do a great job. Call 773-233-7044. Excellent work, impeccable. Call the family dentist, 773-233-7044. They did a great job for me, and they'll do a great job for you. You've got to get to Shelton Fireworks, the world's largest warehouse, off Interstate 94, exit 22B in Porter, Indiana. Row after row of the best fireworks anywhere, from the little ones to the grand finales that'll end your show. Birthdays, anniversaries, graduations, in addition to the 4th of July. Just get over there to Shelton Fireworks now. Then you can reload by the time summer comes. Shelton Fireworks, I-94, exit 22B in Portage.
And now we're back in the spotlight, and who better to talk to as a spokesman for the White Sox than the ageless Carlton Fisk. He talks about a variety of subjects, including answering the most interesting rhetorical question about the White Sox and when their pennant race actually gets started.
Opening day, actually. You know, they say every game you win in the first half is one game that you don't have to worry about winning in the second half, but people don't really call it a pennant race until there isn't many games left and there's a dogfight at the end. So it only becomes a pennant race when every win and every loss is pretty visible.
Pudge was then asked to account for some of the outrageous offensive numbers he's put up against the team that let him go in 1981, the Boston Red Sox.
You'd asked me 2 weeks ago, I'd say, geez, I'm never going to get another hit before the year's over. But I don't know. Couldn't happen to a better team, though.
All kidding aside about the Red Sox, though, Pudge was asked about the resurgence of the White Sox pitchers. For example, McDowell after giving up the initial home run on Sunday. Then Garcia after the home run on Monday.
Well, when we talk about a pennant race, the pennant race is usually a pennant race if your pitchers pitch well. You don't win many pennants with offense. Offense, obviously, you have to score some runs in order to win, but
Pudge, when you were on first place teams like in 75 or 83, there was a feeling around the clubhouse of confidence. You knew you were going to pull games out. I'm wondering if you're in any way getting that feeling with this ball club.
Well, this is a much different ball club than we had in 83 or 85. You know, we just can't go out there and have one guy put 3 points on the board quick. You know, we've got a couple guys that can do it when they're swinging well, but that 83 team, we had 4 or 5 guys that could just pound the ball, and as the teams of the Red Sox do, they get guys that can pound the ball, and so we're not going to overpower anybody. We're just going to keep scoring runs, hopefully.
But what about the pressure on your pitching staff?
Well, if we can score 7 runs a game, that takes a lot of the pressure off the pitching staff. But the pitchers know they have to pitch well, and what else do they go out there for? They don't go out there to pitch lousy or give up 5 or 6 runs and see how many runs your offense can score. So the pitchers have pitched well basically all year. Our offense was in a funk for about 6 or 7 weeks, but it looks like some guys are starting to swing the bat pretty well, and hopefully the runs will be there.
After game 1, you told us it would take a while to adjust to this new park. Have you?
It's been a slow, deliberate adjustment, I think, but I think guys are becoming more familiar with the ballpark, with the fences, and with the grass, and especially with the clubhouse. You know, sometimes you wonder whether this is the baseball clubhouse. It looks more like country club locker room, you know, but that's nice.
It is nice.
And the Hall of Famer told me he's still gardening, but now in the Lockport area. With a 30-year Southwest Side tradition, Huck Finn is open 24 hours to serve you with great breakfasts like the Becky Thatcher, soups, great lunches, 1/3 pound burgers, clubs, and much more. Dinners from seafood to steaks to pasta, great donuts, and ice creams. With 3 locations at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero. Stop in today you know Huck Finn is open. Go play at Red Shoes Billiards, 12009 South Pulaski in Alsip, featuring 16 Brunswick Gold Crown pool tables, drop fluorescent lighting fixtures, and a fabulous braid of cloth. Call 708-388-3700. And now video gaming is available at Red Shoes from open till close. And don't forget the Illinois Lottery, too. That's Red Shoe Billiards, 12009 South Pulaski. You've got to get to the Sock Live Bienkowski Trivia, alternate Thursdays at 8 p.m. 93rd and Roberts Road. Great game, great people. Check out the Sock. I think you'll be glad you did when you go to my trivia game every other Thursday. 8 p.m., 93rd and Roberts Road. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair at 108th and Kedzie does tune-ups, transmission, AC service, engine repair, tire repair, oil changes, and emission system repair. They're open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., and they've done a great job for me. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair at 108th and Kedzie. You've got to get to Papa Joe's new location, 5900 West 111th Street. Italian beef, tetrazzini, great pizza, Parmesan, ravioli, and more. All my classic choices. New location, and they can still deliver into the city. Get to Papa Joe's. Lulu's, a spectacular place with Italian beef, hot dogs, burgers, chicken, gyros, fish, salads, subs, ribs, and so much more. It's at Taylor and Ogden, about 2200 West. You can check it out all summer, in the fall, whenever. Lulu's. We're talking with 2/5 of the guys who cleared many of the pathways for the great Bears offensive lines of the 80s. And gentlemen, it's great to be at a great event like this. And Tom, what are your impressions so far?
You know, it's just good seeing all the old guys. It's funny, you're more up to date with the young guys than Mark Colombos and stuff, but seeing Jimbo and Al Harris and Jim Morrissey and Ming and everybody, that's the best thing about the weekend. And seeing all the fans, it's been great too, because, you know, there's a lot of people here that, even though the Bears had a down year, it's exciting to see some of the fans here enjoying the weekend.
Jimbo, you see a couple generations of Bears here?
Oh, absolutely. But like Tom said, why I come back is just to see all the guys. You know, I mean, that's what I miss about football, is just the camaraderie that you get in anywhere else in any other kind of business. So it's just fun to come back and see everybody.
What about the free egg rolls? That's what keeps you coming back.
That's right.
Who do you stay in touch with the most from, let's say, the 85 Bears?
I'd say Matt Suhey, because we were roommates for 7 years, and I talked to him pretty frequently. So that's probably the guy I stay in contact with.
How about you, Tom?
Probably Hilge, Jay Hilgenberg. I see him all the time. And
on the links?
No, he's a golfer. I just go over to his house and use his weight room or cook out or something. But I try to stay in touch with as many guys as I can. I talk to Mike Tomczak still, and Raymond Harris is here, Mark Carrier. So they're bringing back some of the old Bears too, which is fun to see. And I think it's good for the fans because there's a lot of guys that have played here that don't make Chicago their home, but they still consider Chicago a big part of them, and it's nice to see them come back and see all the people and their ex-teammates.
Fans I talk to are worried that the Bears aren't prioritizing the quarterback situation. They feel that maybe the draft pick should be used on a quarterback. What do you think?
I think if you can go out there and trade your first-round draft choice for an experienced starter, and that a lot of times you see that's what's going to work out successfully in the NFL these days. When you look at the quarterbacks, the Brad Johnsons from Tampa Bay or Rich Gannon from Oakland, the two Super Bowl quarterbacks are treaded quarterbacks. So I think you can go out there and make a trade and get an experienced quarterback that you don't waste a couple of years on, drafting a young guy that's going to take a while to develop, if they do develop.
Jim, would you be more likely to go draft or go veteran? And which veteran, if so?
Well, I just think that they have a need for a lot of different positions, impact players, corner, quarterback, rush guy. They have a lot of needs, and I don't know where to start. But I think you gotta, if there's a quarterback on the board that fits what they're looking at, I think they got to go for him because they need to build for the future now, and that'd be a good place to start.
Is there a quarterback that's coming out that you liked?
I have no clue. I mean, these guys watch it every day. I just play golf and work, so.
You got to remember, Jimbo's roommate in college was Dan Marino. So anybody else compared to coming out of college
Pales by comparison.
Right, is never going to compare to his roommate. So it's tough for Jimbo.
That's right. But, I think whatever they go, I think they're going to have to go to they need to go to a quarterback position. If not, then they got to go to an impact player like a defensive end, linebacker, rush guy. They already got a left tackle.
Dan Hampton, Hall of Famer, being cool with the fans at Bears Fest. I was there when he came to the Bears in '79, and in 1982 I did a television show with him. Didn't I just see you emceeing something on TV?
Minkowski?
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, how are you, buddy?
Good to see you again.
Shake my hand. I haven't seen you in a while.
You said it.
Start again.
You're everywhere. I just saw you emceeing something on TV.
emceeing something. No, actually, I was a March of Dimes deal. Okay. They call it a lifetime achievement. I think what they think is the next thing is you're going to fall over dead. Well, I got news for them. I'm not ready.
Well, you're piling up the hardware, and
everybody's been wonderful. And I was just telling Rich King outside. I said, the last year. I was elected in, early February, and the last year has flown by. But the most gratifying part about it has been that all the people that I see in the grocery stores and at the bank, congratulate! They're so happy.
Yeah.
And
celebrating with you.
And I always had this resignation that if I made it, great. If I didn't, that's great too. The sun comes up, we go on. But I tell you what, I take great pride in the fact that so many people have really taken a personal interest in and that's it warms me, and I don't think that it's my pants either.
And it's the kind of people who were on the Southwest Side back in 1982 when you were wearing the pig head on the Dennis Lick show on television.
The hog hat.
That's right.
Yeah, and like Lou Holtz said, when you played for the Razorbacks, it's not so much that you wear it, it's that you think it's a natural thing to do so that bugs the hell out of people.
Hey, we're going to get a quick question for you about the Bears quarterback situation. A lot of people think it's a high priority, including me. Should they draft or go veteran?
You know what? There's no saying. Put up or shut up. I think it's time we put up and shut up. Whatever we have to do to get Carson Palmer, keep Jim Miller if he can play 5 games, great. If he can play 15, great. If he can play 5 years, that's super. But get Carson Palmer. We're in a position where we hopefully will never have the 4th pick again. I mean, if I'm a general manager, I'm thinking, how do I do something that puts me in a position where I'm never here again? Well, you get him, you'll never have another 4-12, another 6-10. He's a winner. He's another Elway. By God, we need him.
You ought to work in the front office.
Call me.
Thanks. You've got to get to Jack's. 3325 Ridge Road in Lansing. Trivia every Tuesday at 7 p.m. A very intense competitive game. Any of half a dozen teams can win. If you're smart, you'll get to Oliver's. 6100 West 159th Street. That's in Oak Forest. Live trivia, alternate Thursdays at 7 p.m. I'll be doing my show while you have great food, great drink, and fun at Oliver's. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair at 108th and Kedzie is great. Tune-ups, transmissions, AC service, engine repair, tire repair, oil changes. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. They do a great job for me, and they'll do a great job for you. They're quick, and they don't charge an arm and a leg. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair, 108th and Kedzie. Trivia will be at the Sock. Alternate Thursdays at 8 p.m. 93rd and Roberts Road. Great food, great drink, great people. Everything great. You've got to get to Del Sur Mexican Restaurant, open for lunch and dinner daily. Shrimp, tilapia, salmon, steak, chicken dishes, you name it. It's all there at 46th and Halsted. Great stuff at Del Sur Mexican Restaurant. Reggie's is a great place with tons of music, interesting people and staff, great food and drink at 21st and State. And amongst the cool things they have, Benkowski Trivia. All shows are now Monday at 6 p.m. Reggie's, 21st and State, a fun place. You've got to get to the Wise Owl. Not only do they have great pizza, pork sliders, Cuban, frequently they have the carrot soup elote. Oh my God, like the ballpark burgers. I just had one the other day. But my trivia game, Monday, August 1st at 8 p.m. And not to mention the great cocktails and bartenders. It's at Van Buren and Racine. You got to come out and play, eat, drink, and play. We'll see you over there at the Wise Owl. We offer condolences to the family of the great Nate Thurmond, NBA star
who passed away this past week. He played most of his great years for the Warriors, but spent some time with the Bulls. His first game ever in Chicago, he had a quadruple-double, and he was a prominent defender and shot blocker who created havoc for the greats like Wilt Chamberlain and Kareem Jabbar, and he was truly a great during his era. Retiring after 19 superb NBA seasons, the quiet star Tim Duncan. 15 All-Star teams, 5 NBA titles with the Spurs, 2-time MVP, 3-time NBA Final MVP. Yet he wasn't a bragger or outlandish. He was so concise in his work. His nickname, incredibly, the Big Fundamental. Tim Duncan will be missed, not only by basketball purists, but especially by the remaining Spurs. He was truly a great. And retiring, the great Chicago Bear, Charles Tillman. 13 seasons in the NFL, the vast majority in Chicago, 36 interceptions as a Bear. Only Gary Fensick and Richie Pettibone had more. And most prominently, in the Lovie Smith era of great turnovers and dominant defense, he invented the peanut punch, where when ball players looking like they were going for great gains, he would come from behind frequently and whack the ball out of their hand, creating turnovers for himself to recover and his ball-hawking teammates. It was a great era of defense for the Chicago Bears, and Charles Tillman was a unique player. And besides his great play on the field, he was also a great humanitarian who did great things and continues to do so in fundraising for child illnesses. He had some very difficult times with his own child and some unfortunate illness, and became an advocate for children with diseases. And so Charles Tillman, not only a great man on the field, but a great man off the field, and he will be missed. And finally, in the NBA, the Bulls, for the first time in memory, win the 2016 Summer League, going 7-0, and the pride of Michigan State, their top draft pick, Denzel Valentine, forces overtime at the buzzer, and then, to defeat Tom Thibodeau's Minnesota T-Wolves, hits the game winner in overtime to take it. Congratulations, Bulls. I hope it leads to more. You've been watching the Perfect Pitch Auto Repair Sports Spotlight. Perfect Pitch located at 108th and Kedzie. Take your vehicles there for great repairs.
This week's show has been brought to you by the Lansing Floral Shop.
Call for your flowers at 708-474-1212.
Huck Finn, a great wide-ranging menu, along with donuts and ice cream. Open 24 hours at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero.
Imprint Graphics, leaders in booklet, perfect bound saddle stitch. Very competitive pricing, 708-396-1010.